So obviously the Epstein files were teased, what was it, yesterday by AG Pam Bondi. She said, we will be releasing them. And then she said, hopefully tomorrow. And it was like, wait, what? Hopefully tomorrow. What are you talking about? And so we had this day where everyone was waiting on pins and needles for the Epstein files to be released. And it was unclear, are these the flight logs? Are these his contacts? Is this the unredacted, files from his court cases? What exactly is going on here? And so we had all of these, I guess the new media, you would call them, who went to the White House, and they were all given these binders with Epstein files phase 1 distributed to them. And now we did have our very own Jason Buttrill, who went through what was purportedly released and said there's really nothing of substance that was released because as we navigate through this conversation, it is my personal opinion, we'll get into this, it is my personal opinion that the deep state is still working very hard to keep the important things from Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, and the like. And so I want to go through some of this with you guys, but as we go through some of what we have now, I just want to read you Florida Congresswoman Ana Paulina Luna's tweet here. She's the head of the Declassification Task Force. And she says, after the release of this information, she says, I nor the task force were given or reviewed the Epstein documents being released today. A New York Post story just revealed that the documents will simply be Epstein's phone book. This is not what we or the American people asked for, and a complete disappointment. Get us the information that we asked for. And so from what we know, from what we have seen of this release, we have, an account of one of the victims, allegedly. It says, to victim, go ahead, what happened? Victim, on one occasion, the last time I went there, he engaged in intercourse. To victim, okay, how old were you then? Victim said it was the day before my 18th birthday. And then, Attorney General Pam Bondi, we saw last night, after she said that she would be releasing the Epstein files, she said that the FBI is currently hiding more files from Kash Patel, from everyone, and that the FBI field office in New York is in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and indictment of Jeffrey Epstein. She said, despite my repeated requests, the FBI never disclosed the existence of those files. She tells Kash Patel in her letter, when you and I spoke yesterday, you were just as surprised as I to learn this new information. By 8 a.m. tomorrow, February 28th, the FBI will deliver the full and complete Epstein files to my office, including all records, documents, audio and video recordings, and materials related to Jeffrey Epstein and his clients, regardless of how such information was obtained. I am also directing you to conduct an immediate investigation into why my order to the FBI was not followed. Now, despite the strong way that she worded this letter, I just want to make it clear, this is very obvious that Kash Patel and Pam Bondi are on the same side here. They all are after the same goal. Kash Patel has not been trying to withhold anything from her. He just got in and he's like, I'm here to help you. Kash Patel obviously has made it very clear that he wants the Epstein files to be released. And so you have to imagine that he will be working hard to follow this order. The problem is there are many people in between Kash Patel and the files. And we have no idea, as we pointed out many times on this show, the election concluded in November, the beginning of November. And in that time period, we had November, we had December, we had most of January, where we have absolutely no idea what the hell was shredded, what the hell was deleted, what was wiped from servers, or what was, hidden so that people would not have an obvious, connection to these things. And so you have to imagine the people in charge here at the top want to deliver us the truth. So far, this has been the most transparent administration that we have had in my lifetime. But the problem is they can't control it all. And you have these underlings who it feels like are subverting what the order was. So now it's like, I don't even know what we are going to actually have released to us publicly. And that's frustrating.
Yes, it is. I think you're not going to be able to slay the Leviathan using your ordinary tactics. So you can't just go in there and expect all these people to just comply with the president as they should be doing. You have an entire fourth branch of government. You have a shadow government, as we've said for many times. It is an administrative state. And like you said, we have no idea how many redactions there's going to be on these things. I mean, the sort of approach of like, we're just going to drip little parts out at a time or whatever. Just release these things. Find them and release them. I don't know why this is so... I guess I do know why it's so difficult, but it sounds so simple. But at the end of the day, if they want to get the truth to the American people, they cannot go through the regular channels. They are going to have to play tough. You're not going to defeat the Leviathan with a bunch of strongly worded letters. You have to take action. And again, people who are in the executive branch that are supposed to be working for the president, at the president's will, who are subverting the will of the American people and subverting the duly elected president, there have to be punishments. You can't just fire some of them. A lot of them have to go to jail at the end of the day. They have to know that they're going to face consequences, or this stuff is just going to keep happening and happening over and over again.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think that I want every single person that criticized Donald Trump in his first presidency to come out and say that they're sorry. Because look at this. This is what he was dealing with every single day. And we all went, why hasn't he done this? Why hasn't that happened? Well, as you said, there's a fourth branch of government that's really running things. And that is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, we've said over and over, like, Biden wasn't doing anything. It's like...
He didn't have to.
He didn't have to do anything. It was already running. And what's happening now is, and I think the people that are doing what you're saying is coming outside of it is Doge. I think Doge is so important because I tell you this, they've got some very, very serious people in that organization. They're patriots. Like I said to you before, they're not just these 19-year-old kids. You've got some badass dudes in there.
You know what? I don't care if they're 19. Yeah, I don't care if they're 19.
No, but they dismiss it like,
I know,
they're
but
just 19 years old.
I don't really care if they're getting the job done and they're super smart and they're...
If we've got a bunch of 80-year-olds in Congress.
Exactly.
19-year-olds.
Right. That's rather refreshing.
Yeah.
The 19-year-olds who know I'm going to be paying this money for the rest of my life. I would like to root out all of the corruption because I'm actually going to be around, unlike these oldies who are 80 years old and dying in Congress.
Well, they're also like, you're getting the most base generation in a very, very long time. And
Logan.
So what I'm saying is that they're working with people that have been there, that have done it, that have taken down foreign governments, that are actually coming in and looking at our own government. And I think that this just exposes so much into, it shows you the inner workings of, as you said, Logan, the Leviathan that has been siphoning money from the American people, getting us into God knows what war. We don't know whether the stuff that the intel now, I mean, do you trust the FBI? Do you trust the CIA now?
I mean, I'd like to trust it more under Kash Patel, but they haven't had a chance to shake things out yet, so no.
It's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Right now, let me just ask you this question because I was thinking about this today. How are you going to feel if you are an American patriot and you get audited this year? You get audited.
How am I going to feel about paying taxes this year?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. At all.
Yeah, after all of what's been revealed.
I know.
Like, are you going to get a fair shake? You're still not going to get a fair shake. Like, this is how bad it is. We have almost two different countries going on in the United States. And I don't think people truly understand. I mean, they've been running up the debt. Well, why would you run up the debt like that? Because they want to collapse the country. Like, they want to take down the country from the inside. And it used to be these agencies used to protect us. Now they're part of it to take us down. We have, by getting Trump and by that bullet missing him by a turn of a head, right, by an inch, that saved the country. Mm-hmm. I mean, can you imagine what would have happened if we would have had another 4 years of...
No, I don't want to, really.
I don't think so.
I had 4 years of darkness, and as my parents who watch the show every day, Hi, mom and dad, as my parents have noted. They're like, Sarah just seems happy again. I'm like, well, yeah, because my kids, I think, have a future now that Donald Trump actually won the election. I was not so sure if Joe Biden, Kamala Harris had won.
There wouldn't have been a future for them.
It doesn't feel like it. It certainly doesn't feel like it. I mean, especially when you look at, and I want to play this clip from Marsha Blackburn here in a second, but to your point, especially when you look at, I know the Democrats want to hammer Donald Trump on eggs. And they're like, but the egg prices, he said, would go down. They've gone up because you guys ordered them to kill all the chickens.
Yeah, apparently they conducted a chicken genocide.
It was a chicken genocide.
And
now they're like, Donald Trump hasn't solved the egg crisis. It's like, but that's because of y'all did that. It's going to take more than 35 days to solve that crisis, and yet they still want to hit him on that. And it's like, this stuff is not going to happen overnight. You guys have created just detrimental things that have happened to this country. It's going to take a lot more than that, and we're seeing that happen even within the ranks of the FBI. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.